Okay, naputol, I'm sorry. Okay, anyway. Which of the following is not the reason why the Western Empire fell in the 15th century AD? Okay, too much military spending, as I told you earlier, and the reliance of the economy and slave labor, and Christianity, the rise of Christianity actually, this is also one of the reasons why Roman Empire fell. It is because the Romans have forgotten their old pagan traditions and values. It's because they start to embrace Christianity, and in Christianity, like for example, the Romans love gladiatorial fights and the bloody fights and stuff like that as form of entertainment. But when the Christianity was declared as the official religion of the empire, the Romans have tried to go away from this culture and tradition. So that's why this is one of the reasons why Roman Empire, of which this culture, a pagan culture and tradition, were one of the reasons why Romans have founded and established the biggest, one of the biggest empire in history. Okay, next one, the increasing power of the Eastern Roman Empire. Actually, this is not, actually letter D is the answer because Eastern and Western Roman Empire were just helping at each other. But the thing is, Eastern Roman Empire became more powerful, that were able to subdue all of the insurgencies during the times, and actually it lasted like until 1400s, or in the medieval times. Okay, next one, the threat of the barbaric tribes. Actually, this is one of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons why Roman Empire fell. It is because the barbaric tribes like Lombards, Ostrogoths, Visigoths, what more? Saxons, Angles, Vikings, those barbaric tribes were one of the reasons why it fell. One of the reasons is like this. One of the scenarios is like this. Because there were no enough number of slaves to be hired in the military, the Roman authorities tried to hire soldiers from these barbaric tribes, and they pay them salary. But the thing is, these barbaric tribes used that situation as their training grounds in attacking Rome. That's one of the reasons why. Okay, so there you go. So the answer there is letter D. Next one, the inventor of algebra. Okay, algebra actually is an Arabic word, and it talks about numbers. And the founder of algebra is Al-Khwarizmi. During the Enlightenment, or like Dark Ages, Asians were, and which until now are the best, or great mathematicians. Mathematics, most of the mathematicians are like Greeks and other Europeans. It is because it was just like spread by the Arabs in the European region. But actually, like our number system, which is like Hindu-Arabic, because 1 to 9, the numbers 1 to 9 are the numbers from the Arabic language, and 0 is the number invented by the Indians. That's why we call it Hindu-Arabic numerals. Okay, it was that's why there are a lot of like Indian mathematicians or great mathematicians. Okay, anyway, next one, the circle with center at the origin passes through point 6 and -8. So what is the radius of the circle? In this case, you're just going to get the distance between the point, the origin, and the given point. Okay, shall we say this is the origin, okay? And shall we say this is the circle. And 6, -8, positive 6 and -8, it is, shall we say, it's here. So we're just going to get the distance between the given point and the center. So distance is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So our y1 and x1 and y1 are all zeros because it's in origin. Origin is 0, 0, so we have 0 minus our first x, which is 6, and then square that, plus 0 again, and then minus 8, plus 8, and then square that. So we have here, square of 6, 0 minus 6, or square of 6 or -6 is 36. plus 8 squared, that is 64. And so this one is like square root of 100. And square root of 100 is 10. So this is the distance between the 2 points, which is also the same as the radius. Okay? There you go. What are the building blocks of the carbohydrates? Actually, on the someone posted a comment in this question in that group, and then he challenged and he said that, teacher, I challenge you, because the answer here is monosaccharides, letter C. And then he told me, teacher, why is it that the building blocks of carbohydrates is monosaccharides, where when monosaccharides is carbohydrates itself? Okay. Bakit nga ba? Okay, binalik ko sa kanya yung question. So, pwede ko palang sabihin na bakit yung apat na 25 cents nagiging perang piso kung 25 cents mismo pera na. Parang ganun yung question niya. Anyway, actually yung question niya, like, bakit monosaccharides ang building blocks ng carbohydrates, where in fact, monosaccharides are carbohydrates itself. So sabi ko sa kanya, carbohydrates is actually the generic name of the macromolecule composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay? Monosaccharides specifically are what we call simple sugars, and they are like glucose, fructose, and galactose. These three make up what we call disaccharides, the double sugars, which are like the maltose, lactose, and sucrose. And these simple sugars also, which are monosaccharides, make up the starch, which are the polysaccharides. Starch, a long chain of glucose. What's this? Starch is the stored sugar by plants. And glycogen, the stored sugar of the animals like us, yung mga taba-taba, they are not actually, they're actually carbohydrates, stored fats. Or glycogen, we call them glycogen. And cellulose, which is the primary component of the cell wall of the plant cell. Okay, so the answer there, you must read about the macromolecules like carbohydrates, what's this? Lipids, what more? Nucleic acids and proteins. Building block of proteins are amino acids. The building blocks of lipids are 3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol. And building blocks of carbohydrates are, what's this? Monosaccharides are simple sugars that which are fructose, galactose, and glucose. And fats, like oil fats, and we have actually 2 kinds of fats, are just kinds of lipids, and saturated and unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats are fats coming from the plants, like for example olive oil, coconut oil, what more? Any sesame oil, like that. And saturated fats are fats coming from the animals, like yung galing sa taba ng baboy and stuff like that. They are very rich in cholesterol actually. So when you say that you keep on eating fried food, like for example, like pag ginamit mo yung plant oils in frying, there's no harm on that because plant oils are unsaturated fats and they're healthy. And there is no such thing as like olive oil is healthier than coconut oil, because they're just both such unsaturated fats and they're both coming from plants and they're both healthy. So there's no such thing. I think some of our European friends just wanted to have that olive oil, which is very famous in Europe and in the Middle East, to be more, more, we say, like, I mean, they're just the same. They're just the same, actually. They're just both plant oils. Anyway, there's no such thing as like it's one is the other. One is better than the other. Okay. Next, on the practice of praying before. No, I'm sorry. This is already done. The Philippine territory is in which of the following? A, 200-mile distance from the edge of the islands. EEZ, or exclusive economic zone, or ITLOS, or International Tribunal on Laws of the Seas. UNCLOS, or the United Nations Convention on Laws of the Seas, and Archipelagic Doctrine. We base it in the Archipelagic Doctrine. UNCLOS is just like a convention wherein all of the countries signed for a pact that all of the territorial water issues would be resolved by the International Tribunal on Loss of the Seas, which is the ITLOS. Archipelagic doctrine, that is like talks about the EEZ, okay, and or the 200 nautical miles distance from the edge of the island, and that's where our territory is. Actually, this archipelagic doctrine. That is where the determining of the territory of the Philippines is based. Next one, she blank left the room and went away. So this one is parallelism, since all the verbs in the question are in past form. So you must have there like stood up. Okay, she stood up, left the room, and went away. The ability of the body to maintain normal internal environment. This is homeostasis. Homeostasis is like maintaining the internal environment. Like for example, pag uminom ka ng sobrang daming tubig, bakit ka ihi ng ihi? It is because our body has this homeostasis. Our body has this very mysterious thing actually, that the level of the water must be maintained normal. Because if it goes beyond that, or if it goes below that, something is wrong. Okay? Another one, osmosis. Osmosis is a special kind of diffusion. It's a diffusion, the movement or the dispersal of the molecules. Like for example, this happens like, bakit yung plants, if you're gonna water it with salt water, the plants withered or like wilt? It is because the water from the plants goes out of the external environment just to have the water balance. Because isang example din is like, pag ibabad mo yung isang gulay sa masyadong maalat na tubig, bakit yung gulay nalalanta? It is because the tubig inside the plant goes out of the plant and mixes with the external environment, and some of the salt in the external environment or in the tubig will get inside of the plant to reach the what called equilibrium of the water. And that's the movement of the water from the plant to the outside environment is a special kind of like diffusion, and that's osmosis. Okay? Diffusion is like from higher concentration to low concentration. Osmosis is special, it's only like movement of the water molecules. Like that. Like for example, bakit nilagay mo lang si perfume sa sobrang layo sa'yo, and then later on na-smell mo siya? It is because the perfume molecules from the higher concentration where the perfume is located to the lower concentration, that's the movement usually of the molecules. We call that diffusion. Okay? Next one. Oh wait, nawala. Anyway, so I hope I have helped you in rationalizing these questions. And if you have like some questions, if you need some help in rationalizing the questions, you can feel free to send me. And if you really wanted to go in a higher level, I mean, you wanted to level up, I have online review wherein I have like exclusive groups or private groups wherein I post all my videos, lectures, rationalizations of the test that I have uploaded in there. And yeah, that's only like anytime, anywhere you can review, because it's all videos. As long as you have the connection, you can watch my videos and take the test and stuff like that. And yeah, if you're so busy, you can do that. I mean, it will help you a lot. And in there, we'll also be conducting final coaching 2 weeks before the tests. Yeah, we have Proof Ed, we have Gen Ed, and we have some majors. Okay? So I hope I help you with this, guys. Don't forget to share this video for other future LPTs to know. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.